strong this weekend before they head into their respective conference slates. They haven't played each other since 2012, haven't met here at Stanford since.
And it's going to be a fun one. Both of these teams on big winning streaks. The Stanford Cardinal on a 3-game winning streak. Hawaii on a 4-game winning streak. They dropped their first 4 games and then won the most recent 4, sitting at 4-4 right now. Stanford Cardinals 6-2. Their 2 losses come the pleasure of the number 1 in Nebraska and the number 2 Texas. They took Texas to 5 sets, and those account for the 2 losses for the Card. But both of these teams rolling and hoping to keep it rolling into conference play after this tournament. But you got to get through this tournament first, and it's already been a fun one to start, Jenna.
3 matches in 3 days, not what we typically see in a volleyball schedule. We were used to seeing the Thursday, Saturday, Friday, Sunday, but we got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to see these teams here in town.
Naples is a packed house. It certainly feels electric. Smells like fried chicken. It's a good one.
Naples, where Stanford women's volleyball tends to dominate, as the first serve comes from Etzler. The back row with the roll shot. Cardinal just survived there. A little bit out of system. That's blocked. Here's Jordan Harvey. Excellent effort from the Wahine. They'll stay alive. We're off to a hot start. And so is the freshman, Erica Sayer. She'll get the first point, and it's going to be for the Cardinal.
Freshman middle blocker, second on kills, first in blocks on this Stanford team. You mentioned she gets the first point for the Card. What about that save by Reed for the Wahine?
Stella Ademi, Victoria Leyva, Adriana Arquette, Kahea Morawaki, Brie Gunderson, Chalet Reed, and Miliana Sylvester getting the start for the Rainbow Wahine, and 2 in the block there to make it 2-0. The Cardinal and the All-American Elia Rubin.
Elia Rubin's going to be really key for this squad, as she really always is, leading in kills per set, and also service aces, by the way. Certainly one to watch out for if you're Hawaii.
Etzler on a roll here. That's right at the net. The joust, it's going to go Stanford's way. Erica Sayer makes her presence known in the middle. A 3-point run here.
Freshman is always just so calm, composed, collected in that middle blocker spot. She just doesn't play like she's a freshman.
Spencer Etzler continues at the service line. Erica Sayer, Elia Rubin, Anna Pringle, Jordan Harvey, Lizzie Andrew, Logan Parks, all at the start for the Cardinal. And this time, Hawaii gets on the board.
A big point for Hawaii, too. You want to stop Stanford Cardinal from going on any kind of runs, as we'll get a look at that here. See the net violation there by number 22, Erica Sayer, the freshman.
For the first time, Hawaii will go to the service line. That's Stella Ademi, junior from Nebraska. There's Rubin. High one off the block. Blocked that time. Jordan Harvey and Erica Sayer were all over it. It was a block party here at Maples last weekend. Jordan Harvey, the season high 10. Seeing glimpses of that already here today. There's Harvey to serve. From the back row, Ademi finds the floor. She'll cut the lead down to 2 and get the side out.
5'11" outside hitter. She comes flying in from the back line. She read it all the way, set herself up perfectly, and picked that spot out.
Victoria Leyva, all tournament in the preseason. Rubin gets it over. White trying to set it up. Great dig from Pringle. Rubin tries to push. Whistle is blown in favor of the Cardinal. They're now up 5-2.
That's a net violation on Hawaii's side, and a trend is starting, as we'll see the replay of it here. Net violation just as she's going up. That was Gunderson as she was rising, but we're seeing the trend here. Hawaii getting the serve back, but unable to keep it. And with the Stanford Cardinal team, that's going to get you into trouble.
Rubin serve, the back set there, the tip handled by the Card. Over to Reed, right into the block. All right, Logan Parks, I see you, kid. Erica Sayer right there, the freshman really stepping up in their first campaign here on the farm.
Picture perfect to see those two combining, Parks and Sayer.
Off the block there. Plenty of time to set up. There's Upar Kurt, right back at her. Hawaii brings the roof down to stay in this one. It'll be 3 serving 6.
We get a look here right at the net. Just stuffed. Excellent work. Mainly Bree Gunderson, senior middle blocker, wearing that number 8 by Hawaii.
One of the transfers on this Hawaii team comes from Eastern Washington. That serve is going to go long. First service error we've seen tonight. A little bit of a break for Stanford as they go up 7-3.
We've seen this trend continue. Hawaii getting the serve but unable to keep it, and you look at how the Stanford Cardinal have been hitting so far. Last week, 3 matches, won them all. They hit 359 as a team in those 3 matches, so you want to keep them on their back heel. Right now, they're certainly not there.
At the net, Lizzie Andrew, no hesitation. The sophomore, can see the confidence in her after that first year under her belt last season. Timed it perfectly to get it down there. Coco Kirsch subbing in to serve. Valerie Swane. And Andrew again! Lizzie Andrew all over it. That height that she has at 6'5", really showing her presence so far.
Yeah, absolutely. That her second kill on the night already. And a timeout by Hawaii. A smart one at that, as they're down by 6 to the Stanford Cardinal right now.
Hawaii coming into this 4-4 on the season, dropped their first 4. It was tough, a tough start to this one. But then a 4-match win streak right now coming into this, their first road trip of the season. A very storied program. They have 4 national championships, 3 NCAA ones in their back pocket, 42 NCAA appearances. Stanford with 43. There's only been 44 chances, so that shows you how consistent both of these programs are. And of course, the 9 national championships, most recently in 2019 under head coach Kevin Hambley.
It's always fun when storied franchises, storied programs go up against each other. And both of these teams on a roll right now. Obviously, Stanford in recent years getting the better of both of these sides. Hawaii being the only team out of their conference in the Big West to make it into the NCAA tournament last year, but losing in the first round. So this is a program that I think they're on the up and up, they're on the turnaround, and they'd like to continue that trend.
Both these squads finished second in their respective conferences. Tied for second the first year in the ACC for the Cardinal. Second in the regular season in the Big West for Hawaii. However, went on to get back-to-back conference tournament championships. And it's 5 straight Big West championships, 3 straight regular seasons, and then back-to-back tournaments under head coach Robin Amo. Coco Kirsch will continue to serve coming out of the timeout, 9 serving 3. That's in for the ace. Perfectly placed in the back corner. Coco Kirsch made it hurt.
Finding the paint.
It's just artistry.
Truly, nothing you can do about that.
Kirsch off the top of the net, just skid it. Here's Monet. Reads off the block. Monet again. Dug up, jousted the net, nearly. Gunderson takes over. Double digits for Stanford, but Hawaii still chipping away here in the first set.
And then Gunderson's going to have to be big for Hawaii as we get a look at that. Gunderson using that big 6'3" frame. She's going to have to be big for Hawaii. Stanford so dominant at the net. Gunderson in that middle blocker role for Hawaii. A lot is going to hinge on her.
Shalay Reed at the line. Gunderson, a two-time All-Big Sky during her time at Eastern Washington. A tip from Kurt, handled. Set up for a Damie. Nearly falls, but a great layout from Rubin. Wide from Kurt. The point goes to the Rainbow Wahine. They're back within 5.
We get a look at this. Great defensive play by the Stanford Cardinal to just keep that in. Not enough. It's Jordan Harvey laying out for it.
Shalay Reed at the line still. There's Kurt. In there this time. The adjustment from E-Park. Kurt, she falls in. 11-5 Cardinal.
Now we get another look here. Here's the setup. When the Stanford Cardinal offense gets going, it's really hard to stop, but a gift here for Hawaii.
First service error of the day for the Stanford Cardinal. That's from freshman Logan Parks. That is something that we have seen. That is a trend for the Cardinal. They will land a solid amount of aces, but they also sometimes are a little bit too aggressive and can rack up those service errors. But there's one for Hawaii there from Gunderson. They're going to trade points. Stanford 12, Hawaii 6.
Well, it goes without saying, I think, no matter the sport, if you're playing a team that's as highly ranked as Stanford and you're not, the last thing you want to do is start hurting yourself with errors. And if Hawaii want to stay in and give themselves a chance, there can't be errors. They need to take advantage of Stanford's errors like that.
Back-to-back-to-back service errors.
Right.
Couple apiece now for both of these squads already here tonight in the first set. Tyler Reese-Mane, the senior. Actually found out she was Shalay Reed's cousin just in the spring. They didn't even know. But Elia Rubin knew all about that swing right there. Rubin, and who else but number 13 to get point number 13 for the Cardinal?
Now we get a look at this. It's just picture perfect from Elia Rubin. There's a reason she leads this team in kills and kills per set.
Only returning All-American on this team from a season ago. Kevin Hamley said she's been a leader since she stepped on campus, and now she's actually the senior. Harvey ran straight into Mane, but great effort there, and the Cardinal will lose it. Hawaii able to capitalize, and they're back within 5.
I mentioned Elia Rubin, the senior, the lone senior in this starting lineup. There's just 2 upperclassmen in this starting lineup, 3 freshmen. It's a very young side, and Jenna, you mentioned sometimes they'll go hard on the service. It leads to a lot of aces, but it leads to a lot of errors. That's the quality of a younger team, and something that Stanford will learn and grow with.
6 freshmen, 5 sophomores, 3 redshirt sophomores on this Stanford team. There's a back set to Harvey. It'll roll off. Saved by Hawaii, and finding the floor is Shalay Reed, the freshman on Hawaii's side.
Masterclass by Shalay Reed and just reading the court, that court vision. She tucks it home.
There's the Hawaiian Airlines Wahine Volleyball Classic All Tournament. Also the most outstanding player in the Outrigger Invitational earlier this season. Rubin gets it over. Off the block, in for the point. Double digits now for Hawaii. And if you're head coach Robin Amo right now, that's what you want to see. You want to see them fight back.
100%. Coming from a freshman, 2 kills in a row for Reed. Nice to see her getting going.
Sayer tries to find the floor. Back over to Reed. That's off the block. Rubin keeps it going. Parks to Harvey. Handled by the Rainbow Wahine. From the back row, Ademi. Saved by Rubin. Free ball opportunity here for Hawaii. Over to Reed again. This time she's stuffed. Jordan Harvey. Air Jordan once again. Stanford with the side out.
Well, what a rally that was, and why not go back to the hot hand and the freshman, but this time, as you said, she's stuffed, and it's Jordan Harvey, the junior.
Now Now serving. Reed, someone they're going to. That's off the block. Good diving attempt from Etzler, but Reed gets it going. Leading the team, tied for match high, 3 kills so far tonight.
And I like this for Hawaii. There's no reason to get fancy. Just go to the hot hand. If it's been working, stick with it.
Victoria Leyva, also all tournament for that Hawaiian Airlines Wahine Classic. Serve. Long from Rubin. Believe there was a touch. And yes, there was, so the point's gonna go to the Cardinal. They are the first to 15. Rubin now at the match high 4 kills, hitting .571 so far this evening. Now serving. Back set. Hit from Gunderson. Set up for Kurt. That's long. Hawaii back within 3. This is a Rainbow Wahine squad who was picked to take first place in the Big West this season. 2 points ahead of Cal Poly, who they beat last year in the conference tournament championship. At the net, Parks back to Sayer. A little bit out of sync.
Yeah, out of sync, out of timing, and a difficult ball there for Parks, who I'm not sure why she didn't just move her feet, readjust her body, and handle that with both hands. She goes for the one-handed setup, and just a lot for Sayer to handle.
Rainbow Wahine with Adriana Arquette at the line, off the top of the net. Erica Sayers off the block, and she's stopped. The Rainbow Wahine are within 1.
That was a combination of the 2 freshmen, or excuse me, the senior and the freshman, and Reed and Gunderson combining for that block. I mentioned that Hawaii are going to need to stay in this through those middle blockers, through that defense at the net, because Stanford can be so dominant and they have so many hot hands who can just absolutely destroy the ball. And so Hawaii, I think, staying in this and growing into this because of that defense at the net.
Reed and Gunderson, 2 of the 5 Big West Weekly Awards that Hawaii has garnered this season so far. Actually, a couple for Reed. She is the reigning Freshman of the Week in the Big 12, but was the Offensive Player of the Week last week. Victoria Leyva, Defensive Player of the Week, coming into this one, and then Gunderson last week getting that same honor. Arquette was Setter of the Week last week. They have really stepped it up these last couple of weeks, and they're trying to keep and get to that winning record so far in the preseason heading into the Big West slate.
Big West, not a conference to be golfed at, especially here in women's volleyball. Very competitive. Long Beach State looking great early on in this 2025 campaign. These 2 sides, very similar makeup. We just talked about how young the Stanford Cardinal starting lineup is. Similar to Hawaii, just 2 upperclassmen in this starting lineup, a lot of freshmen and sophomores as well. I think it's making for such a fun, high-flying, entertaining game. Both so explosive when they need to be.
4 freshmen, 6 sophomores for the Rainbow Wahine. 10 underclassmen to 7 upperclassmen. Of course, 7 of them, the majority, are from Hawaii, but 3 from California too, so getting to come back to their home state here on this first road trip.
You see the Hawaii contingent in the stands as well.
Arquette with the serve. Parks to Sayer. Look at the angle from Erica Sayer. 2-point advantage back for the Cardinal.
Oh, the freshman got up. Back set, and Sayer got her hips and shoulders around it down the line.
She just timed that perfectly.
Absolutely.
Coco Kirsch back at the line for the Cardinal. 16 serving 14. Over to Mane, and she'll tool the block. Hawaii's back within 1. Tyler East Mane, the senior. They're starting to utilize her a little bit more offensively. It's her first kill of the night. Chalet Reed at the line. Parks over to Kurt. Off the block. Saved by the card. Roll shot. Set up. Gunderson. Dug up. Kurt tries to push. It's over to Monet. The rally continues. There's Andrew. She'll find the floor. Lizzie Andrew with her third kill of the night. She's hitting 1,000 right now, by the way.
6'5" middle blocker on that back set. It didn't even look like she got all of the ball, but it doesn't matter.
(17-15), the Cardinal have the advantage. Talked about how they have come in 6-2 on the season. I believe we have a review right now on that last play. Officials are taking a look. And there's always an opportunity to get the call right. You take another look at it. I always say that. The players want that, the athletes do, the coaches do, the fans, but so do the officials, right? They want to make sure they get it right too. Sometimes you get another chance to double check.
One of the most thankless jobs, I think, in the world, being a referee in any sport, is Sergio Gonzalez is referee 1 tonight. Kali Kimura referee 2 with the call here.
Both squads talking amongst themselves. The call is confirmed. It was not a contact, so Hawaii will lose the challenge after the review. So we stay at 17-15. The coaches are working for their players. Absolutely as well. Paying attention to every moment. Logan Parks to serve. Into the net. Service error brings Hawaii back within 1. It's the third service error of the night for Stanford. Leilani Lopez in the serve for the Rainbow Wahine. A legacy. Her mom, Crystal Atwood, played for Hawaii. 1990 to 1993, all Big West. Actually teammates with head coach Robin Amo. Punched over by Kurt. Punch this time by Miliana Sylvester. The sophomore getting on the board here. And we're all tied up at 17.
We get a look at that. Excellent work by Sylvester, splitting the 2 blockers.
Lopez back to serve again. Hawaii looking to take the lead for the first time, but they'll give it up instead. Service error, now 3 apiece. 18-17, Stanford's advantage. Epar Kurt will serve. Redshirt sophomore. Second team all ACC last year. At the net, the joust goes to Stanford. Jordan Harvey, Lizzie Andrew, giving each other some love.
Well, tough. The rhythm was off here for Hawaii to begin with, and then just a really tough ball there for a Damie to handle. Stanford wins the joust.
Kurt again. That's off the block. Setting is Etzler. There's Rubin. She'll tool it. They play on. Damie's off the block that time. Setting it up once again. Damie tries to push for that back corner. Handled. Over to Rubin. The point is in the books. The Cardinal win the battle. Elia Rubin with her 5th kill. That's a match high. Cardinal are first to 20.
You could see after that Arquette saying my bad on that, but nothing much you can do when Rubin's just painting the lines like that. Hawaii continue to go to their left side, and it's like they're trying to stay away from Rubin over there on the other side, but at a certain point they're going to have to open this up and go both ways.
Monet gets it over. Back set over to Rubin, slowly. There's Harvey. Tip goes off the block. Rubin again. Wahini recover. Here's Ademi. Off the touch. That's going to be a kill. Hawaii now back within 2. Ademi's second kill of the night.
We get a look at this. Ademi setting herself up well. That's footwork for you. She backs up, makes sure she's got the right angle. Great work by the junior.
Most improved player on this team last year. Into the block, off the net, recovered. Hawaii stays alive. Andrew tools the block. Lizzie Andrew continues to contribute with her 4th kill. That's second, just behind Rubin.
We get a look here. Andrews standing tall, getting some power behind that.
Lizzie Andrew known for her blocking ability. Of course, that 6'5" frame certainly going to help.
Absolutely.
So part of the offensive attack for this Stanford team as well. Cleaning up the floor just a little bit here. Cardinal up 21-18. Spencer Etzler at the line. One of the freshmen filling some big shoes. Elena Ogilvie, Pac-12 Libero of the Year. Etzler coming in and making an immediate impact. And there's the impact right there. Elia Rubin, 6th kill tonight. She's hitting .462. Cardinal up 22-18 as the timeout's called on the floor.
It almost feels like a cheat code when somebody like Elia Rubin who can do that. Seeing her rise and just pick out that back baseline, unbelievable. You've mentioned what she's done tonight, Elia Rubin. 6 kills, hitting .462, like you said, 6 digs, by the way, to go along with that. I mean, you look at what she's done across the season, too, coming into tonight, averaging 3.25 kills per set. She's hitting .323 coming into today. She's just been on fire, and it really does just feel like a cheat code for the Stanford Cardinal.
She's got 2 of the double-doubles, 2 of the 5 that this Stanford team has so far this year, possibly trending in that same direction with 6 and 6, to your point, Sarah, already this evening.
I mean, the 23rd player in program history to register 1,000 career kills. She hit that last year, and she's just adding to it. You mentioned she's the only returning All-American. She's a senior, she's a leader, and she's really put this team on her back already tonight.
AVCA Nike Player of the Year watch list. That'll be announced in December. She came into this one, people knowing the impact that she has. Big part of the reason that a stacked ACC conference, Stanford picked to finish 3rd out of the 18 teams after just Pitt and Louisville, who are both consistent top 5 national ranked teams. And they did actually get a couple of first place votes within the conference as well. Rubin, Harvey, and Kurt all getting preseason honors as well, and that's tied for 2nd in the conference with Louisville and SMU. Back out of the timeout, 22 serving 18. There's Etzler. Back set, pushed over. Here's Harvey. Dug up by Reed. Ademi. Dug up by Etzler. Harvey again. Surviving. The tip doesn't fall in. Here's Rubin. Big swing. Elia Rubin doing what Elia Rubin does. Her 7th kill so far tonight.
Now we get a look here, the setup. She's been able to pick out that back line and pick her spots.
We talked about losing Ogilvie, a Pac-12 Libero of the Year, but also Cami Miner was a mainstay Pac-12 Setter of the Year during her time. Graduating, freshmen have stepped up. You lose that much talent, you're still a top 5 team in the country.
And what's so exciting about that is that when you're a young team and you're still a top 5 team in the country, you got a lot of years in front of you as well.
Hitting error there from Reed will make it a set point for the Cardinal. They're up 24-18. Etzler on a roll here at the service line. Arquette over to Ademi. She'll find it on the back line. Hawaii's not done yet.
Ademi and Reed both with 3 kills on the evening, leading Hawaii right now.
Ademi hitting 250. Now serving. Parks to Sayer, she's shut down. Over to Rubin this time, and that's going to do it. Elia Rubin, a match-high 8 kill to end the first set. The Cardinal take it 25-19 from the visiting Hawaii Rainbow Wahine.
She put a little extra sauce on that one to end the set. That one was flying towards that back line. My goodness, the cheat code, Elia Rubin. Already almost in double digits in terms of kills.
8 kills, 6 digs, hitting 500 so far. She's leading the way. Stanford takes this one 1-0 so far in sets. We'll head to the second one. Be back in a few minutes. Back at it here for set number 2 after the Cardinal took the first one. Sarah Ash taking us on the play-by-play for this one.
All right, 25-19, the score of that first set. As you mentioned, Stanford Cardinal will take set 1. On to set number 2, hearing match number 2 of the Stanford tournament. The other 2 teams, UCLA and Texas State. They went to 4 sets. It was quite a match earlier on. Later on in 2 days, Stanford will take on their former Pac-12 foes. But for now, got to take care of business here in a Hawaii team that put up a very good fight in set number 1. I'd say that the difference was simply that Stanford got off to a really strong 4-0 start, and Hawaii were never really able to climb back from it. They never led in that set, Jenna.
Only 1 tie score as well the entire time. So Stanford really did have control throughout that first set. We talked about Elia Rubin leading the way with 8 kills. She's hitting 500, and she's got 6 digs already on the night. But don't forget about Erica Sayer, too. 3 kills and 3 blocks so far tonight, too. The freshman really showing up.
The difference in these statistics is very small. The only difference really between these 2 teams, when you look across the board, serve, service errors, blocks, the only difference is those kills, which turns into that hitting percentage. Stanford, 17 kills, hitting 244 in that first set. And Hawaii, 10 kills, hitting 146. First point of set number 2 goes to the Cardinal. It'll be Harvey, Jordan Harvey, the junior opposite, 6'1" out of Salt Lake City, Utah. We'll serve it up here for the Card.
She had her second double-double of the season against Utah State. Match high 12 kills, career high 10 blocks, which is the highest for the season, but gives a gift there to Hawaii.
Yeah, 4th service error of the evening for the Cardinal. And a gift to Hawaii, as you mentioned, and the sophomore, Victoria Leyva, will serve. Well received by the Cardinal. Back set, Sayer, and it's able to be helped over by Hawaii. Here's the set once again. Off of the fingertips. That one from Elia Rubin, and a point to the Card.
Elia Rubin continues on her streak, but huge dig from Victoria Leyva. Got to give her that credit for the sophomore for Hawaii to keep that going.
It will be Elia Rubin herself, senior outside hitter out of Santa Monica, California, to serve. Cardinal in the lead 2-1 here in this second set. Full Maples Pavilion the Friday before classes start, and on the Monday. Here's the back set, tapped over by Gunderson. Kurt, well received. Here's the set all the way to Reed. Reed, it's kept in. Erica Sawyer, the freshman middle blocker, comes up with the kill.
Again, Erica Sayer, one of the freshmen having that immediate impact for this team in her freshman campaign. You know, she was a state champ in high school and had all the things in line, 2-time All-American, but to see how it translates to the NCAA level is another story.
There's the set from Parks, attempted all the way from the back line from Ademi. I'll try it again. Tapped at the net Yes. Reed was saying they got a touch. The Cardinals certainly did get a touch with Chalet Reed on the kill. This will be the sophomore setter, Adriana Arquette.
Another one with deep ties to the University of Hawaii. Her cousin and her uncle both played football at UH. She grew up just an athlete, also played basketball, soccer, baseball, did some hula and ballet.
You love to hear that. I feel like nowadays collegiate athletes didn't always play a ton of sports growing up. Here's the set. Kurt. Kurt takes care of business for the Cardinal. Coco Kirsch, redshirt sophomore, will sub in for the Stanford Cardinal. Redshirt sophomore defensive specialist. She will serve. She's appeared in every match so far for the Cardinal. Hasn't made a start. Back set, Reed. Well handled. Here's the back set once again on the Stanford Cardinal side. And it's Lizzie Andrew, who almost looks surprised that she got that one.
I don't even think she had to jump, actually, for that one. Just utilized her height to tap it back in. And take another look here. She's right there. Maybe a little hop.
Yeah, I mean, she makes it look casual, doesn't she?
She definitely does.
Kirsch with the serve, handled by Reed. Hawaii trying to set something up. It'll be a freebie for the Cardinal. Here's the back set, Andrew. Well, that time she rose.
You could easily underestimate Lizzie Andrew when it comes to scoring potential, but I don't know why you would. The versatility. Seeing some power behind that swing that time.
Power, you can see her pick out her spot on the court as well. Stanford on a 3-0 scoring run right now. Short arm from Gunderson. It's handled by the Cardinal, now off of the hands of the blockers of Hawaii. They're going to attempt to get this back over. Mene does so. Kurt, what save. Almost finished by Andrew. What defense by Hawaii we're seeing right now. Andrew again. The Cardinal end up with it. Mane, a couple attempts on that left side for Hawaii, but she was never quite able to set her feet right. That one sails long.
Both of these squads are somewhat battle-tested already early in the season. Stanford has 9 preseason ranked opponents that they are facing throughout this slate. And, of course, their only losses to number 1 and number 2 teams at the time, as you mentioned earlier, Sarah. But then you look at Hawaii, too. I mean, a tough start, going 0-4. And then you come back to get on a 4-match win streak. That's going to help in those long rallies, just from the mental side.
A miscue almost hit us. And it's 8-2, Stanford in the lead here in set number 2. They're leading 1-0. Hawaii will take a timeout here, and a well-placed timeout, I think, for Hawaii, as this is starting to get away from them. They were in it the whole time in set number 1. What do you think's changed here in set number 2 as Stanford really start to extend this lead?
The Cardinal are just relentless. I think that's really where it's coming from. You know, Ellia Rubin, we talked about, she was hitting 500. She's now hitting 529 with 9 kills. She's 1 away from double digits, right? But they have spread the love a little bit, too. Lizzie Andrew's been a threat. She's got 6 kills. Sayer got her 4. Jordan Harvey, E. Parker each have a couple. It's not lopsided. It's very much spread out throughout the attack.
Ellia Rubin also, by the way, 1 kill and 2 digs away from a double-double. She's got 8 digs as well, so she's on double-double watch.
Barely in the beginning of the second set. It's crazy.
It really is. Hawaii, on the other hand, you look at them, they've spread the love as well. 5 players tallying at least 1 kill. But is it just simply that this Stanford Cardinal offense is so high-powered? You can slow them down, but you can't stop them.
It's hard to. It's extremely difficult to. You know, they have gotten the 1 ace too, right, so far in this one, so they can score in different ways as well, which makes it difficult to defend. But I think Hawaii, the way that we saw them making adjustments in set number 1, we're going to see that now here in set number 2. They are too well coached of a team to not make those adjustments. And of course, you know, Robin Amo, she's somebody who's been in their shoes as a Hawaii alum. She was a 2-time All-American herself, not to mention a 3-time Olympic captain. She knows what it takes to win at the highest level.
Amo in her 8th season at the helm of Hawaii. The fans here going crazy during that timeout. You would have thought they were doing a t-shirt toss or something. Here's the attempt on the far side from Reed. Tipped over, put back, and yes, it will be Mane. This time, the senior from the right side puts it away.
That's what you'd expect to see from a competitive team like Hawaii. What is the adjustment? How are you going to come out of the timeout and start to shift the energy? And they do it by scoring first.
It'll be the freshman, Chalet Reed, with the serve. Here's the set, Andrew. She's been lethal coming from that deep center position, all the way to that right side.
Wow. 7 kills. We keep talking about Elia Rubin, right? But 778 Lizzie Andrews hitting right now.
Here's the serve and the set. Coming in from the back line is Gunderson. That's a great set from Arquette. Gunderson with a short arm coming flying in.
Gunderson's key for this team. She was the one preseason honoree in the Big West for a reason. Actually enrolled in Hawaii early in January 2025 to get started with the team.
Here's a set. Setting up Kurt. It's touched. Parks will set up Ademi. Miscue, and it's punished. Mane, who else? She's been hanging out on that outside, and she punishes the Stanford Cardinal on that one.
Mane started her career at Casper College, but then came home. She's from Oahu. She has 5 relatives that have gone to Hawaii as well. Cousin, an uncle, playing football, some softball. Another point for that.
Andrew on the backside is blocked, and it's Ademi. Hawaii fired up. We get another look here.
Look at the height that Ademi is able to get. She's 5'11". Lizzie Andrew is 6'5". Just keeping that in mind when you see that vertical.
Back set Parks to Andrew has been working thus far for the Cardinal. That time Ademi gets the better of it. Set, this time flying in is Harvey. It'll be blocked. They'll try again. This time it's Kurt. Beautiful textured touch and even better pancake. And it's Stanford doing it on both sides. The defense comes up big for the Card.
Beautifully set up. I mean, take another look at this. The pancake from Parks. Andrew sets it up and Harvey delivers. That's how you get the momentum back on your side.
Kurt will serve now for the Cardinal in the lead 10-6. Here in set number 2. Redshirt sophomore out of Istanbul, Turkey with the serve. That return goes over and Elia Rubin punishes Hawaii for the miscue on the reception.
We've seen Stanford doing a nice job of reading those situations. Anytime there's a potential overpass to joust at the net, they are timing it perfectly, getting a great angle, and finding the spot on the floor where there is not someone to defend.
Double digits now in kills for Elia Rubin. Were you about to say that?
Yep.
Here's the set. Beautiful work. Eliana Sylvester brings that one home for Hawaii.
And that's her second kill so far tonight. And although she hasn't had as many attempts, she's only had 7, she's hitting .429. So the efficiency coming from Sylvester might be something they want to tap into a little bit more.
Mane sends it long. Well, Stanford, we're off to a strong start here in set number 2. Not to say that they're not anymore, but Hawaii have crept into it, and they've stayed in it. Spencer Essler, freshman libero with the serve. Arquette trying to battle at the net, and she does. Seen a few net jousts so far, Jenna.
And most of them have gone to the Stanford, to the Cardinals. So that adjustment right there from Hawaii is another good, not just in match, but during the same set, making that adjustment.
Dame now will serve for Hawaii. Setting up Ruben. Ruben with the reception and the kill.
11 so far tonight. She just continues to be consistent. That's really what's so impressive about her. It's just one dig away from a double-double. Be her third of the season.
Jordan Harvey with the serve, out of bounds. Service error for the Cardinal. Their 5th of this match. Victoria Leyva will serve for Hawaii, the sophomore out of El Paso, Texas.
She's been going to work defensively for Hawaii so far.
Certainly. Here's the back set. Erica Sayer. Parks to Sayer. Sayer tallies her 5th.
Erica Sayer hit a career-high 667 last time out against UC Davis with 9 kills. She has already added 5 to the tally here in the second set tonight.
Ruben with the serve. Here's the set. Tapped over by Gunderson. Parks will back set once again. It's the same combination. Parks to Sayer. Oh, excuse me, I thought that was in. That one's called out. Still Parks to Sayer, but out of bounds, point to Hawaii. We'll get a replay here.
Once again, the blind set there too. Just a little bit wide, misses that line. That's something that Kevin Hambley wants to see too. Try things, right? Try to see what you can execute. Good read by Hawaii.
Kevin Hambley in his 8th season with the Stanford Cardinal. On the left side for Hawaii, it's Reed. Received well. Back set. Harvey. Harvey joins the party, tallying her 4th kill.
Look how pretty this is. Coming from the back row, the momentum perfectly placed. Jordan Harvey keeping that momentum on Stanford's side.
We're going to have a timeout called by the Stanford Cardinal, up by 5 right now over Hawaii in this second set, having won set number 1. As we get a look here at some of these statistics right now, Stanford hitting 286 in this match, Hawaii 148. That pretty much the same coming out of set 1. Hawaii hitting 146 coming out of set number 1. Hasn't changed that much here in set 2.
But on the flip side for Stanford, they've improved, right? You want to get better from set to set. They hit 244 as a squad in set number 1. They're hitting 360 now here in set number 2, which has helped them continue to dominate when it comes to having the lead in this one. They still have not given that up so far.
A big set here for Hawaii. You can't help but feel like if set number 2 gets away from them, the Stanford Cardinal are going to take that momentum strongly into set number 3.
And they just came off their 3rd sweep of the season back-to-back with UC Davis and Utah State here at Maples. That was win number 101 and 102 at Maples for Kevin Hambley to just 12 losses. So being here at home, it's a little bit something special for this Stanford team. They just tend to dominate here, and we're seeing why right now.
Yeah, like you said, 102 wins, 12 losses at Maples under Kevin Hambley. That's a crazy statistic. And it's going to be a tough season coming up here for the Cardinals. Stacked schedule, 11 matches overall versus teams ranked in the ABCA preseason poll, including 5 in the top 5. We mentioned 2 of their losses that have been handed to them. Their only 2 are against the number 1 and the number 2. It doesn't get any easier in ACC play. As we're back at it here, Stanford up by 5 and with the serve.
That 5-set loss to Texas really could have gone either way too. They battled.
What an environment they got to play in there as Andrew rises. Lizzie Andrew, she's got 8 kills.
Lizzie Andrew has an assist. Now the 8 kills, like you said. No digs, no blocks, just an absolute kill machine so far tonight.
On that right side going cross court, she's just been lethal. There's the set. Reed, long. And then going to the freshman on that left side, Hawaii quite a bit. And the freshmen come up big. Reed so far leading the team tonight with 4 kills. That one sails long. It'll be Coco Kirsch once again, the redshirt sophomore, to serve for the Card again. Oh, and miscue on the service reception.
Second ace of the night. Both have been from Coco Kirsch. So talk about coming in and doing your job. Coco Kirsch is on it tonight.
I think, in my opinion, one of the hardest roles in volleyball to come off of the bench, be asked to come up big in big moments when you've been physically cold and mentally cold. Chalet Reed comes up with the kill for Hawaii. Attempted block at the net is not successful. We got a look here.
Able to tool the block there. And that's something that they're going to have to do, right? Because we have seen Stanford throw the hands up. They have that presence at the net. They're going to have to try to take advantage.
Reed with a big serve, set dump. Kept in, somehow gotten over. Here's the set, Andrew again. What else? Cross court.
Let her cook.
Let her cook.
Let her cook. She's hitting 667. 1 away from double-digit kills for Lizzie Andrew.
It will be Logan Parks on the serve for the Cardinal. Hawaii with the return. Bump set. Blocked at the net. Stanford will redo. Parks with the back set. Harvey helped over. Stanford in some chaos, and Hawaii get that point. Well, some last-ditch defending on both sides, and it goes Hawaii's way.
That's what Hawaii's going to have to do, create some chaos. You can see that a little bit. Ruben with the attempts, but just falls in. That's what they're going to have to do, though. Create some of that chaos. Get Stanford out of system a little bit more.
Here's the serve from Lopez. Service ace.
Well, another one coming in and doing their job. Leilani Lopez. What more do you want?
I don't think it can get much better. First service ace of the evening for Hawaii. It belongs to Leilani Lopez, as you mentioned. She'll do it again, the junior with the serve. Parks with the set coming flying in. But Hawaii matches Kurt at the net. We get a replay here.
Tyler Reese-Mane all over it. Read it perfectly, timed it perfectly. This is a little more difficult in that first set. They're starting to make these adjustments and stop some of that Stanford attack now and then.
Hawaii on a 3-0 scoring run. There's a step from Parks. Andrews. It's been turnkey, and it is again. Andrew, my goodness. Now she got tired of going cross court. Little dump right there.
For the double-digit kill. 10 now, 692 she's hitting. Ruben just ahead of her with 11 kills, hitting 579. It's the versatility that still gets me. She'll change it up, she'll slow it down, or she'll come with the big swing. It is just so hard to defend.
You said it best, just as we're expecting Izzy Andrew to come in with the big swing across court, she changes it up. So back to serve is Ipar Kurt, redshirt sophomore at Istanbul, Turkey for the Stanford Cardinal, getting her 4th start tonight. Here's a setup from Arquette. Well defended by the Cardinal. Ruben.
Great job tooling the block right there, so use it to your advantage. And she does it. The great setup from Parks, and then boom, just ricochet right off their hands to get the point for your tie.
Hawaii takes a timeout. Stanford Cardinal in the lead 21-14 here in set number 2 after going up 1-0 after the first set. And Hawaii's gone on some runs, Jenna, but it hasn't ever seemed like enough. If you're in Hawaii's huddle right now, what are you adjusting?
I think there's a few different things, right? On the one hand, there have been some improvements. You know, they have 5 blocks to just Stanford's 3 so far. So they have turned that up a notch going up against this Stanford offense. But when it comes to hitting, you know, in this set, hitting 160, you know, you have really your highest outside of, you know, Miliana Sylvester, who's only got the 7 attempts. It's really 273 coming from Bree Gunderson with 3 kills. They just have to be a little bit more efficient, but I think some of that will come from also keeping Stanford out of system a little bit more, so they're not as comfortable here on their home court.
Talking about system as well, Hawaii haven't gotten to find themselves in their system all that much. That's been part of what's causing the chaos. They've been on their back heel, they've been on the defensive. It's been a little chaotic on that side of the net.
And of course, this is their first road trip of the season, right? They had 8 straight matches at home, and that's where they thrive. They got their 500th win in the Stan Sheriff Center in their arena. That seats 10,300 people. It's been open since 1994. So when you look back, you know, head coach Robin Amo, she competed in that arena too, and they're 529. So now you have to turn the page, and you're on the other end of it, knowing that that team is comfortable on their home court. You got to battle.
College volleyball specifically, certainly a sport where a home court advantage is a real thing across the board. We're back to it here. Rising is Mane. It's Stanford now on the offensive. Here's the setup. Harvey. Good dig once again. We got a rally going here in Maples Pavilion. Setting up Ruben. Ruben! It was Mane at the net. It goes off of Mane's arm, but just not enough on it from the senior. Trying to get the block right there on her fellow senior on the other side of the net. And it's Ruben who comes up on top.
And she tools the block once again, just deflect it off the hand to get the point to your side. Ruben is reading that really nicely.
Kurt with the serve once again. Somehow returned. Again, the chaos ensues on the Hawaii side. This time it's Andrew. Here's the setup. All the way over to Adame. Adame jousting at the net. And she'll help it over. Stanford will set up. Bump set. Ruben. Here's the set. Mane. Mane for Hawaii tallies the point. We've seen some rallies, and that is one of them.
Great effort by Etzler, but just found the right spot for Hawaii. Look at that, all out. You gotta respect it. We saw great efforts on the other side. Again, Victoria Leyva is laying out, having some fantastic digs so far tonight. She has kept Hawaii alive. She's got 11 digs tonight. That's a match high.
Mane with a serve. Set Andrew. This time dug out by Mane. Adame. Ruben. Eliana Ruben.
Well, and it's official. Double-digit kills, double-digit digs for Elia Ruben. It is her 3rd double-double of this season. 14 of these swings so far tonight, 583 hitting percentage.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Elia Ruben has been huge. 10 digs to go with those kills is something else. Here's Adame. Puts some heat on that one. It doesn't hit the Jumbotron, and she finishes. My goodness.
That was pretty. Stella Adame taking advantage of her own setup. She really set it up for herself, so a big swing, but times it perfectly then to put it away the second time around.
Amy with the serve. Parks with the set. Reed. There's a setup once again to Ruben. Ruben, she'll sail it long.
Kevin Hambley likes to look at his team to double check. Hey, was there a touch? What do you guys think? He relies on them when making the decisions for any video review requests, challenges. We play on.
Here's a serve. Stanford just 2 points away from set number 2, but Hawaii with the serve. Stanford make it 1 point.
Just a miss hit right there from Hawaii. That's what you can kind of create when you have such a relentless attack. Just an awkward sort of in-between height on that one. Now the Cardinal has the advantage.
Set point for the Cardinal. Taylor Yu serving. Here's the setup. Reed. Chalet Reed, the freshman, staves off the Cardinal for at least 1 more point. And it looks like it will be Victoria Leyva. You see the defense right there, number 2, the libero. She's been so big, as you've called out already, Jenna, and with the 1 service ace on the day for Hawaii, she'll serve again.
Back-to-back sets where they've staved off the set point.
Erica Sayer finishes it off for the Stanford Cardinal, and the Cardinal take set number 2, 25-18, as we get the replay here.
Just perfectly set up, coming from the outside on that right side. Great angle, and really the exclamation point on this second set.
To say the least, so Stanford Cardinal up 2-0. We'll head to the 3rd set here at Maples Pavilion. Bit of a longer break. We'll be back with you shortly for set number 3. Cardinal up 2-0.
Welcome back here to Maples Pavilion as number 4 Stanford hosts Hawaii. The first time these 2 squads have faced each other since 2012. The first time here on the farm since 1997. Stanford leads 2-0. They took the first one 25-19, the second one 25-18. And they were led by Elia Rubin with her 3rd double-double of the season. But don't forget about Logan Parks. She's got 26 assists and 11 digs for her, another double-double in her back pocket as well. Stanford's been firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, and I want to highlight Logan Parks because the freshman playing in that setter position, so much in volleyball hinges on the setter. And for Logan Parks as a freshman to come in to play so big, so calm, so composed, really playing beyond her years, it's been really impressive. And of course, it helps to have as many weapons around her as she has.
But you have to run the offense, to your point, and they've only improved throughout this match. They hit 244 in the first set. They hit 326 in the second set. That's 286 overall so far in this match, but they're trending in the right direction. Hawaii hit 146, and then they hit 206 last time around, so they're trying to get in that direction as well. They're led by Chalet Reed with 6 kills so far tonight, but also 3 blocks and 3 kills from Miliana Sylvester. And they're going to try to get both Reed and Ademi going in this 3rd set. It's do or die.
It's do or die, and I think the most important thing for Hawaii right now is to get off to a strong start. The last thing you want to do is go down to the Cardinal right now. Hawaii still hasn't led. They didn't lead for the entirety of the second set either, so getting off to a strong start here is imperative. But that'll do.
Exactly like that, scoring first, the first time they have led this entire match. It took till the 3rd set to get there, but they have done a nice job coming out of some of these timeouts, some of these breaks, of trying to shift the energy a bit. Now at the service line, Leilani Lopez has an ace on the night, but the service error into the net there to even it up. All tied at 1 as Jordan Harvey will go to the service line. Harvey with 5 kills, 8 digs so far tonight. That's over to Monet, she's blocked. It's time to Reed off the block. Rubin with the soft touch. Monet again, off the block once again. Back set to Sayer. See you later. Cardinal take the lead once again, 2-1, thanks to the freshman.
Well, if you're Stanford, you see that freshman to freshman connection. It just continues to grow and build. Sayer, 2nd in this team in kills and 1st in blocks coming into today. 35 blocks coming into today. And when you see a connection like that, freshman to freshman, you get excited if you're a Stanford Cardinal fan.
Miliana Sylvester showing some great connection there. She's now got her 4th kill. actually leading this team in hitting percentage. We're tied up at 2. Sylvester hitting .444, one of just 2 hitting over 300 right now. The other, Bree Gunderson at .333. Monet to serve. Into the net. 6th service error for Hawaii tonight. Stanford's got 5 of its own. So we have seen 11.
Hawaii getting off to a nice start winning that first point, but now both serves that Hawaii has earned gone into the net.
Elia Rubin gets it over. Back set. In the back row, Reed. What a dive from Rubin. Back set this time to Sayer. She finds the floor. Erica Sayer adds another one to the tally. 8 kills this evening.
Well, this team is so dynamic. I mean, that dig to start it all off from Rubin, and then this finish right down the line from Sayer.
The blind sets from Parks, too. She makes those look easy.
She does.
So impressive for the freshman. Rubin again. The back row of Damie, dug up by Etzler. Plenty of time. That's for Kurt. She'll tip it. Leyva handles. Reed going for the back corner, just misses long. Cardinal will get the point. They're now up by 2.
Yeah, getting under that, you can see what Reed was trying to do and just place it back there. You get to see the replay.
Up by 3 now. Rubin will serve, 5 serving 2. Nearly falls in there, the overpass. Back set again to Sayer, dug up by Leyva. Reed, what an angle, but Etzler on it. Roll shot from Kurt. Back set. Dug up again by Etzler. Kurt. Damie with the dig this time. Here's Reed. Etzler again. Kurt. The rally continues. What a dig by Moriwaki. That one possibly out of play. No, Kurt saves it. Pushed over by Parks. We play on. Blocked. Can't quite get to it. The Cardinal win the rally. And Maples is fired up. Fans on their feet.
Well, how can you not be after a rally like that? And we get a shot here at just that final point, or excuse me, that final end to that rally. My goodness, the defense on display here. We were talking about kills because there's been a lot of offense, but the defense that has been on display here tonight is just outstanding. 50 digs on the Stanford side, 44 on Hawaii side. It's just nonstop, and it's coming from everybody.
13 digs, a tie for match high between, yeah, you guessed it, Spencer Etzler and Victoria Leyva on Hawaii's side. Both have been going to work. 4-point lead for the Card with Rubin. Here's Reed. Off the block. Reed again. Off the block once more. Back set to Sayer. Into the net. Hawaii climbing back in it. They're within 3.
Well, it's been working. Parks to Sayer on that back set, and this time just a little mistimed as Sayer's flying a little too close to the net.
12 errors on the attack and 102 attempts from the Cardinal. Puts them at 265 on the match as a group. Joust at the net. Damie takes care of it. Again, that 5'11" frame, but she just gets that height to be competitive at the net.
Certainly plays like she's taller than 5'11", as we get to see this here. Just gets up higher. Reed, some extra sauce on that last serve. We'll see what she does here.
Parks has an inch on her, sitting at 6 foot. Kurt, big swing. Kurt made it hurt. 7-4, Stanford leads. 3rd kill of the night for Ipar Kurt.
Well, just timed absolutely impeccably. Ipar Kurt goes cross court.
Coco Kirsch once again. A couple of aces in her back pocket. There's a Damie. Ruben digs it up. Here's Kurt. Over to Adami once again. Off the block and out of here. Stella Adami gets on the board. She's tied for a team high 6 kills.
Jamie's doing it all. 8 digs, 2 blocks as well. She's really been a bright spot here for Hawaii. Coming into today, second in kills and kills per set, and second on this team in digs as well, and it shows. That's how she's playing today as well.
Early on in this set number 3, but so far Hawaii holding Stanford to a 154 hitting percentage in this one. Hitting 111 themselves. Victoria Leyva now at the line. Here's Kurt. Here's Adami. Set hung in the air a bit. Kurt once more. Roll shot recovered. And a free ball opportunity here for Stanford. Back set to Andrew. She'll tool the block. Couple of touches and out of here. And Lizzie Andrew reminds everyone that she's here for her 11th kill.
Well, she got a little quiet. But you can't be that quiet when you've got double-digit kills. And that back set, cross court, right back to it. That's the thing with the Stanford Cardinal. Get Andrew going, okay, and now they're starting to anticipate, is he Andrew? Okay, well, then let's get Sayer going. They're starting to anticipate that, let's get Ruben going, and it's just nonstop.
11 kills for number 11, Lizzie Andrew. She's hitting 625. Here's Logan Parks to serve. Over to Adami. Big swing, big dig. Right at the net, Adami capitalizes. But it looks like a violation at the net, so the point gonna go to Stanford.
Well, she just anticipated it too much. She knew it was coming back to her, and you see that double jump right there. She just jumped too soon. So much excitement. She knew she was going to punish the Cardinal. It bites her.
9 serving 5. Adami. Blocked. They'll go back to her. Blocked again. A third time. Softly hit this time to change it up. Now the setup for Kurt. She gets the touch and the kill. Double-digit points as Stanford leads by 5.
Here in system. Stanford have rarely looked uncomfortable today.
Service error into the net. We're all evened up at 6 apiece. A couple of aces for Stanford, 1 for Hawaii. 6 mistakes at the service line. Now Adriana Arquette to serve for Hawaii. $18 assists and 6 digs tonight. That goes long. Hawaii now back in the lead with service errors with their 7th.
And that statistic, 18 assists. You look at Logan Parks, he's got 30 on the other side of the net. That tells you a lot about how these teams have been able to set up, if they've been able to set up in system. Stanford just simply being able to do it more.
Kurt at the line, that'll go long. Exchanging points at the service line. 7th error for Stanford this time. 7 will now serve 11. There's Stella Adami. 6 kills, 9 digs, 2 blocks. Back set. Harvey shuts it down. It's called out. He doesn't love that call. Wondering if there should be a coach's challenge, and it looks like there will be from Kevin Hambley. Let's take another look.
Oof. I mean, first things first, Jordan Harvey knew she had the line, she knew she had the outside, and she went for it. And just as you said, Kevin Hambley trusts his players, and you could see immediately the reaction of Jordan Harvey after that was called out, immediately looking like what's going on here. I saw that hit the line, so we'll see how this goes. Certainly, whichever way it goes, a good look for Harvey to find that line.
Should the call get reversed, it would be Jordan Harvey's 6th kill tonight. Right now, the score sits at 11-8. Take another look there. Does it get some of the line? Look at this great job by our crew.
Shout out to the entire crew for getting that bird's eye view.
Looks like it did get some of it.
It certainly does.
Got a little bit of white there. All the angles to take a look at if you're the officials here.
Wonderful crew showing us the zoom in.
Looks like it did get some white from this vantage point right here, and you can see it here in Maples Pavilion.
Yep.
The fans are starting to get vocal. They think it's in. We'll see what the officials have to say. Call is reversed. That ball was in. It's Jordan Harvey's 6th kill tonight. We're going to see a little adjustment. It's 12-7. What a swing you have there,
Certainly.
too. It goes from 11-8, a 3-point set, to a 5-point set with that swing.
Yeah, huge difference right there. And of course, the serve as well.
Spencer Etzler to serve. He's got 5 assists, 15 digs tonight. Big swing from Gunderson. Pringle will help get it back in play, and it's a free ball for Hawaii. Back set. Zamane tools the block. Hawaii coming out after that play that was under review. It doesn't go their way. They find a way to take back some energy.
Mane knew she had it here. You could see the smile on her face afterwards. You love the misdirection from Gunderson as well, who was rising in the center.
5 kills for Tyler Reese-Monet. Leilani Lopez serving. Over to Rubin, softly. Dug up. Here's Reed, off the block. Over to Harvey, off the block, dug up by Etzler. Here's Rubin, right into the block. And Hawaii doesn't quit. Bringing the roof down on Stanford.
Stanford looking a little chaotic. Haven't seen him like that in a moment. What a block right there.
Second block of the night for Tyler Reese-Monet. Timed perfectly, Erica Sayer. Kill number 9, she's creeping up on double digits. She would be the 3rd Cardinal to reach that mark.
We get a look here. There's the set, short arm, a little mistimed, but a readjustment mid-air from Sayer. Does well with it.
Harvey serves. Here's Reed. Dug up by Pringle. Rubin off the block. At the net, softly touched, perfectly placed. Miliana Sylvester. She continues to contribute 5 kills.
Sylvester was just hanging in the air because it was a little bit mistimed. You see her jump a little early. She had to hang in the air and just got that on her fingertips. Good job by Sylvester to adjust.
Didn't give up on that play, right?
Did not. Theme here for Hawaii.
And this is a Hawaii program where they actually own the overall record all time over Stanford, 19-13. They've won the last 2. That last meeting, of course, way back in 2012, that was in Hawaii. Haven't been here at Stanford since 97, where Stanford took it. And the dump from Logan Parks. Logan Parks, the sneak attack. She's successful. That's her first kill.
You love the set dump. And a beautiful one. That's that court vision from the freshman setter.
Hawaii has been here at Stanford in general back in 2022. Played Mizzou in the first round, the NCAA tournament, as that goes along. That was against LSU, but they have not actually played Stanford in 13 years.
Feels a little wild for 2 programs with such history.
It does. Different parts of the Pacific. Here's Reed at the line. That's long for the service error. Cardinal are the first to 15. That's the 8th service error for Hawaii tonight. Stanford up 15-11. We'll take a short break for the media timeout and be back in just a couple minutes. Back out of the timeout, Jenna Becerra with you here alongside Sarah Ash. 15-11 in favor of number 4 Stanford over the visiting Hawaii. It took the first couple of sets, going for the potential sweep here in set number 3. Hawaii did get their first lead of the night at the very beginning of this set, scoring first, but it was short-lived as the Cardinal have owned the momentum the rest of the time. There's Coco Kirsch. Back set. Tip. It's over to Kurt, who will tip. Rainbow Wahine survive. Back set to Andrew. That's going to get out of here. What effort from Victoria Leyva into the bench, into the chairs. The team's checking on her right now.
Victoria Leyva has laid out so much tonight. Look at the effort. Somehow she is able to still get an arm on it. The sophomore has had a lot to do, and she has been up to the task.
14 digs tonight for Leyva. Coco Kirsch will continue at the service line, 16 serving 11.
Spencer Etzler, the only person with more digs on the Stanford Cardinal side. He's got 15.
Set up at the net, just short. Missed time from Hawaii, and the Cardinal will get the advantage. They're up by 6.
Mistimed and just a tough setup right there. We'll see the replay here. Just a tough setup as that one's sailing into the net. Not much you can do with that one if you're Ademi, and it'll be a timeout for Hawaii. Smart timeout at a very pivotal moment. Once a team hits 17, you can see the end. You can see that 25. And so if Hawaii's going to go on a run, it's got to be now.
Head coach Robin Amo definitely having those conversations. She's in her 8th season, her 9th year, although they did not compete in the Big West in 2020. So her 8th season overall, 157 wins to 59 losses at Hawaii. She's just the 3rd head coach in program history. Dave, who coached right before her, had a 42-year career. That means she played for him, was an assistant on staff before taking over as the head coach.
That goes all the way back to 97. She was a student assistant in the 1997 to 1998. I don't think any of these players were alive then, Jenna.
I think you're right. They were not. Before they were all born. She actually did. We talked about she was a 2-time All-American. She was a setter, but 3-time All-Conference. She made it to the 1996 NCAA title game. She finished 3rd in her career with 4,313 assists. And 4th with 11.23 assists per game. She was inducted into the UH Hall of Honor back in 2005 and just Hawaii Sports Hall of Fame back in 2011. The impact she's had and is continuing to have is palpable. Having the tough conversations with her team, and we're back out of the timeout. From the back row, Reed off the top of the net. That'll get the kill. Chalet Reed, now a team-high 7 kills tonight, back within 5.
Almost every time coming out of timeout, Hawaii have been able to get that next point out of timeout. You just talked a lot about Amo and how prolific she's been, how important she's been to this program and to Hawaii. And it's no surprise that after she's a conversation with her team, they come out and they're able to get that next point.
Joust at the net, Logan Parks on it. That's her 2nd kill tonight.
We get a look at this here. Parks so dominant.
Now serving. power behind that serve. Here's a Davy. It's off the block. She gets the touch. Ademi now tied for the team high with 7 kills alongside Reed. Sitting 200 now.
Now we get a look here. There's the setup and Ademi cross court.
Adriana Arquette. Parks, cross court to Kurt. Puts it down. Ipar Kurt adding to the tally.
Spreading the love is Parks this time. As you said, she finds Ipar Kurt for Kurt's 5th kill on the evening.
No longer in the negative in their hitting percentage. Back set to Gunderson, that's why. Stanford the first to get to 20. They lead by 7 here in the 3rd set.
That one just a little mistimed to Gunderson. Hawaii were finding really early on, but that's kind of slowed their roll, and Gunderson just mistiming that jump a little. She has to hit it as she's coming down.
For to Ademi. So it's the block, great effort. But Hawaii with the point.
Well, there's one thing we've seen in this match. It's a lot of great effort on the defensive side. Everybody laying out for it. Another great job by Ademi, making it hard for the Cardinal.
So Hawaii will serve once again. Ademi getting ready. Actually came into this leading the Big West with 66 aces so far this season. Only been able to get the 1 against Stanford so far tonight. That was thanks to Leilani Lopez, but now it's Ademi to serve. Rubin! Just off that back corner. Looks like we're gonna have a review here to see if there was a touch. Kevin Hambley is asking for it so you can see the contact. Question is, was there a block touch from Hawaii? That's what the officials are looking at.
And just the point difference would be huge, right? If this were to be reversed, that's Stanford with 21, Hawaii with 14. That would be the swing. An even greater deficit for Hawaii to climb out of. But we're talking about Ademi for this challenge as we get another look here.
Tough to tell. Didn't appear to change direction. As if there would be contact, you think, okay, maybe the angle of the trajectory of the ball changes a little bit.
Looking at Gunderson's hand, right there, number 8. The right hand of Gunderson if it does touch.
Is it enough to overturn, right? The existing call matters for that reason. The call is that there was no touch. So the point would go to Hawaii. As it sits right now, it's 20-15 here in the 3rd set.
Great angle right there. Still with this ball moving so quickly, it is hard to tell.
And they do have even more angles than we do when the officials are reviewing.
It looks like the call is in.
The call is reversed. There is a block touch. The officials saw something when they took another look. The point goes to Stanford. So the point is going to be number 21. Hawaii now with 14 again. 5-point to a 7-point gap there with that change. Spencer Etzler at the line, 21 serving 14. That's got to hurt if you're Hawaii. Trying to stay in this one. In the back row, Ademi. That's dug up, gonna hit the video board. Sayer gets it over. Here's Reed. Soft touch, handled by Parks. Just at the net, miscommunication from the Rainbow Wahine. Stanford now with 22.
It's just a misset there. Arquette She's trying to set up her teammates, as you said, in a different way, and that miscommunication's going to cost a really big point. Just a little too far for, Gunderson, too far for Reed.
Etzler will continue to serve. Cardinal 3 points away from another sweep.
We heard that one.
But you could hear the contact. Again, all-out effort. This time, Tyler Reese-Mane goes straight into the tables just across from us. Back roll and everything. Appears to be all right. But Stanford will call a timeout. Well, timeout called by Hawaii, understandably so.
Certainly, understandably so. These 2 points could feel like they go by in a hurry. Just want to highlight Silla Adame, 8 kills, 11 digs, just 2 kills away from a double-double. Who knows if she'll get there, but nonetheless, she's been big on both sides for this Hawaii team. And, you know, the score, if Stanford do end up tallying these next two and it reflects a 3-0, that's not going to do justice to how Hawaii has played, how they've challenged this Stanford Cardinal team, and how they've really stayed in it for a lot of sets. A few things go different here and there, and this might be a whole different match.
And that is how Hawaii is going to have to look at it. They have 2 more matches this weekend, back-to-back days. Again, we don't always see that necessarily in the schedule for women's volleyball, but sometimes in the preseason, right? And it does get you ready for later on the season if you want to make a run in the NCAA tournament. But they'll have to play UCLA. They'll have to play Texas State. They got more on their slate this weekend alone, let alone going into the Big West, their final year in the Big West before Hawaii joins the Mountain West in 2026.
Certainly, and up next for Hawaii is UCLA, who received some votes in the poll. They're technically sitting at 26 right now, so not an easy match coming up tomorrow. They'll finish this tournament with Texas State. Stanford, on the other hand, Texas State tomorrow, and then former Pac-12 foes, UCLA, to finish it off.
UCLA, as you mentioned, first team outside the rankings right now. They were number 18 preseason. Here's Reed tooling the block. Hawaii, once again, coming out of the break, making something happen.
Well, the trends continue. Great setup. Great work by Reed. Coming around that ball.
Service. Lopez. Back set to Harvey. Into the block. Reed. Sylvester. Keeping it going for the Rainbow Wahine. Talked about how Reed's the reigning freshman of the week in the Big West. Sparks sets it up for Sayer. It's out of bounds. Sayer, the reigning freshman of the week in the ACC. But Hawaii going on a little bit of a run here.
Good setup, and there's just no court there for Sayer. Just trying to beat that line, but Hawaii had it covered well.
Some success with Lopez at the line for the Rainbow Wahine tonight. Here's Rubin. Off the block. Over to Reed. And what a read on that play and a big swing. Hawaii is coming back. They're within 5.
It's been working well on the left side. Hawaii's gone to this left side a lot so far in this match against the Stanford Cardinal because that's what's been on. Good job by Reed there, getting it in between the arms of Sayer.
Match high 179 as a group for this Hawaii team here in the third set. Here's Rubin. Stuffed! Once again, Mane, Sylvester bring the roof down. What a run from Hawaii. They're within 4 here in the third set. Stanford calling the timeout.
And no surprise, a 5-0 scoring run now for Hawaii, and just like that, it's a 4-point difference. This team really is a never say die mentality. Stanford probably just regrouping. Sometimes all it takes is just a little time for the other team to cool off. It can be such a game of momentum, and Hawaii is certainly carrying that momentum right now. So whether Stanford are talking tactics or just having a little conversation about mentality or reset and allowing Hawaii some time to cool off, maybe think it over too much, perhaps the Stanford Cardinal are open.
A seasoned head coach like Kevin Hambley knows what types of conversations you have to have in this moment with your team. He's in his 9th season, 205 wins to 44 losses here at Stanford, two-time national champion in 2018 and 2019. And we talked about how 102 wins here at Maples during his tenure, but also just understands it from the player perspective. He was a two-time All-American from his playing days on the men's side at BYU as well. Stays cool, calm, collected. That's kind of his presence, his personality on the sidelines, but has very high standards for this Stanford program. The fans and the Stanford band starting to make some noise here in Maples. 19 to serve 23, as Leilani Lopez will continue at the service line out of the timeout. Out of system for the Card. Roll shot from Rubin. Over to Reed. Tries to time it. Goes long. There's a touch. Point number 20 for the Rainbow Wahine. Again, they continue that trend coming after the break, making something happen.
6-0 scoring run now.
Start to close the gap. Miscommunication for the Card. Opportunity for Hawaii. Dig from Pringle. Cross court to Rubin. That's long. There's a touch. So the Cardinal do get the point, and it is officially match point for number 4 Stanford.
Some confusion here. Hawaii thought they got the point. They're set up to serve. Stanford also set up to serve. Now Hawaii will make their sub.
Leilani Lopez, what a run at the service line for her, keeping Hawaii in this one. It's Taylor Yu on the other side for the Cardinal. Her match point. Fans on their feet. Reed with the roll shot. Yu with the set. Big swing from Logan Parks. She gets a double-double. She slams the door. The 4th sweep of the season, the 3rd consecutive for the Cardinal, as they take this one 3-0 over the visiting Hawaii.
It had to be Parks to close it out. She's been huge all night. 36 assists, 15 digs. The freshman has been so calm, setting up so many of her teammates. Happy to see her close that out for the Cardinal. What a match we just saw, and it's sure to be a good one for the next couple of days in this tournament.
Elia Rubin leading the way with her 3rd double-double of the season. 16 kills, 13 digs, hitting .382. But Lizzie Andrew as well, my goodness, 12 kills, 647 with an assist and a dig in her back pocket as well. The Cardinal dominate, and they celebrate as they increase their record to 7-2 on the season. Hawaii falls to 4-5. Rainbow Wahine will take on the UCLA Bruins tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific. Then Stanford will follow it up, hosting Texas State at 4:30 local time. Any final thoughts, Sarah, on what we just witnessed in day 1 of this tournament?
Listen, we knew that this Stanford team could hit. We knew that they were what they were hitting, what percentage they were hitting as a team coming in, and they aren't missing a beat here tonight. We know that. I think Hawaii can take a lot of positives out of this, coming up against the number 4 team in the nation, going on a 6-0 scoring run at the end of this 3rd set. We've seen moments of brilliance of what this Hawaii team can do, taking on Texas State and UCLA. It should be a good one for them.
Battle tested before the Big West, and the Cardinal will keep rolling with their win streak on tomorrow. Thank you, everyone, for joining us here at Maples Pavilion. On behalf of our entire crew, I'm Jenna Becerra alongside Sarah Ash, saying so long from Stanford, the Cardinal, with their 4th sweep of the season.